the first question states, what is conflict and how does it play out in your life? Conflict is any disagreement. It doesn't have to be that big of an disagreement. Um, and it's any time that there are two opposing views. I would say that conflict is in my life every single day. Um, Conflict plays out in my life when I'm at work. It plays out in my life when I'm at school. And it does so by, if I don't know if I want to do, like, for example, um, procrastinating is a conflict that I have because I want to do my homework and do it on time and do it early, but also I have other things that I would like to do at the same time, like go be with my friends or to go to a social event. And I have conflict in decisions that I have to make um, based on, usually it's based on doing homework or going to hang out with my friends. Conflict in work happens when um, there are employees that don't know exactly what to do, and I or have a different way of doing something that isn't the right way or the easiest way, um, and I have to deal with it um, by collaborating, or sometimes I just have to compromise and let other people try their way, or even if I do something wrong, try my own way and get it wrong to understand that the other person is right or the other way is right. Are there specific conflict theories that I find myself relating to? Um, I wouldn't say there are any specific theories that I find myself relating to. Um, it's more just conflict in general. I'm presented with it every single day. The next question states, thinking about the 5 conflict styles presented in a textbook and the 8 in the other, what style do you think you adhere more to and why, and which do you shy away from? I would say that I am a collaborator. Um, I try to work something out so it is a win-win situation for me and the other person. Um, Sometimes that isn't the case, and in that situation, I either let the other person get their way or am competitive and will try to argue with them to state my opinion or my point of view. And then compromise sometimes you just can't win and you have to let people do it their own way and let them go on with their own lives. But and then I shy away from hmm I would probably say I shy away from avoidance. I like to face problems when they're presented to me. I don't like to, because I'm the type of person who will think about the conflict if I'm not in the conflict. So if it's not happening like in my life, and I think that it's important for us to face our problems and face an argument or face a disagreement and work it out rather than letting it be and having people hold grudges or not wanting to collaborate with you. And that is what I try to steer myself away from as often as I can. There are some times where there's conflict and it doesn't really pertain too much to me, so I will avoid it. I will avoid conflict that I don't need to be involved in if it doesn't affect me or anyone who I love directly. Then I might avoid it purposefully. But I would say that overall collaborating is what I adhere to more. I just think it's the best way to go about having any sort of disagreement or conflict with anyone, and I try to shy away from avoidance. How does your conflict style display differently at work, school, with your family, intimate relationships, and those from different cultures than your own? Well, every relationship that you have with every person is different, and no two people are alike, so no two conflicts are going to be alike. When I'm with my family, I'm more animate about my point of view because it's probably because that I know that they love me and they're not gonna not talk to me after I explain my point of view, even if I explain it in an animate way. At work, I am the opposite, and I try to stay completely calm and not let anything bother me, and try to steer away from conflict as much as I can. It can be hard, but that is what I do at work, and probably the same way at school. I would say that when I'm more comfortable in a situation, then I will confront conflict more head on. So with my friends, I will also get directly to the conflict. And in my relationship, like with my girlfriend, if we have conflict, I like to try to get to it right away and resolve it and figure out what caused it so that it doesn't happen again. With people from different cultures, that is a little bit more difficult because you have completely different backgrounds and different points of view, and you have to work together, and you have to understand the differences before or like as you're going through the conflict to make sure that the conflict doesn't get to anything more than it should be. Is there anything I would like to change about my conflict management style? How would I go about doing that? I would change, if I could, I would change being so aggressive sometimes. Sometimes I think that my point of view or my stance on a subject is right, and I might not let the other person say exactly what they wanted to say because I just shoot down every idea that they come up with because I think that mine is right and there maybe isn't another way. I can work on that by just being conscious of that and just thinking about that all the time when I'm in a conflict. A current conflict I'm in, honestly, since school's over, I don't really have too much conflict. Maybe a conflict that I have is who I spend time with at home for Christmas break, and the steps I can do is explain and talk out and listen to both sides of the story of who I'm going to go hang out with, and see which and try to like maybe make a schedule or give time in between. And there really aren't any barriers to doing that. People's feelings can get in the way of that. But besides that, I wouldn't say that there are really any barriers. Thank you, and see you later.